welcome back. DreamHack winner 2012, live from Jönköping, Sweden. Of course, I'm Breaking CBK, joined by Droppador, and we are just about ready to get things kicked off with our final match of the day, our final match of the group stages. It is all over after this for the group stages. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be coming back with the semifinals, the third place match, and then eventually the grand finals. That's going to be a big day. We know what 4 teams are going to be making it. Complexity and Orange Esports from Group A. But from Group B, TteS Esports and tdM, they're both making it, but they're going to play against one another right now to see which team will be first and which team will be second.
And it does make a difference. It really does. Of course, they are both qualified, but I think it's safe to say both of them do not really want to play Complexity in the semifinals, at least first. It would be a little bit of an easier route, in their opinion, to get to those grand finals playing Orange Esports. Now, that's not to say Orange Esports is a free ride at all, because Orange Esports performed spectacularly in this tournament. But I just think most of them, or these 2 teams in particular, do consider Complexity to be a little bit of a stronger team. That being said, it makes sense because they want to win this for that reason.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to win to get that seeding. It's safe to say both of these teams are going to be giving it their all. Now, real quickly, before we jump into the match, we actually want to give you a look at Trademark Esports and see what they think about being here at DreamHack.
My alias is Minats and I played for Trademark Esports. My role is jungling and I also draft.
My name is Ludwig, aka Sai, and I mostly play the suicide role.
Linus, and in-game name is Lim. I mainly play mid and initiator.
My name is Lasse Jakobsen, also known as New G. I play hard carry.
My name is Aiden Sarkoi, aka Insania. I am the hardcore player for Trademark Esports. It's an amazing event. We have a huge sport being here for the second time.
I've been here 4 or 5 times before. I've been awesome. Like, people are awesome here. Like,
we're gonna do pretty well, at least up front.
I think we're gonna win DreamHack.
we're gonna make it to the finals, but from there, I don't know, really.
Hopefully we're gonna get on stage. Most likely win.
We're definitely gonna win.
Oh, we got some bass up in this place, that's for sure. All right, game number 1. It looks like we are good to go. TteS Esports taking on Trademark Esports. Who's ready to get the final day wrapped up here? Yeah, the crowd's sticking with us all day for the most part. Love you guys out there for tuning in, for watching. You guys are home, of course. Not to forget about you guys. You guys are awesome as well. So let's jump into the game. And what is game number 1? So again, seeding is absolutely on the line here. Both teams, no doubt, going to be giving them. In fact, I had the chance to go back there and talk with both of the teams, and they both were saying, yeah, we are focused for this match. We know how important this actually is.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I got to say to you, big shout out to all you guys. Really thank you for sticking with us. If you've been here the whole day, you're crazy. Crazy. No, but we've had so many good games, and there's all the reason to be here. But yeah, there's a lot on the line, and not to mention just going into the semifinals and having that confidence that you could beat this other team. These are both fantastic teams, obviously making it this far. So blind bands have begun. Ophelia and Parasite from Slicks, and Keeper of the Forest Fade from Minas. He does not want to deal with Fade, seeing how he is second position.
Yeah, doesn't want to have to deal with that, so, well, that's why the blind ban exists, of course. So Slicks going to go into blind ban, though. Ophelia Parasite, though. Again, 2 jungle heroes, so the 3 out of the 4 happen to be jungle heroes, at least jungle potential, go figure. We've been seeing that a lot throughout this tournament, that and the mix of Suicide. But TeMPEST is actually going to be the first lock coming out here from Slick, so we'll see how Trademark Esports perhaps responds. Now, you see, this is actually a thing. So as I said, I went back there and talked with both of the teams. Of course, I talked to TteS Esports about especially that game 1 against QSQL, the epic game that was. And I was telling Leon Black and White Talaba how we were all like, you know, the game was over. We thought we were going to be going to game 2. We were saying like, why are they still in it even? But Leon Black looked at me. He's like, what are you talking about? We were never out of it.
Against QSQ?
Against QSQ, and I was like,
God. Did they know how down?
Do you know how down you were? 25,000 experience. But he's like, yeah, we were always in. I'm like, all right. I mean, clearly they were confident. Clearly that wasn't facing them. But hey, it worked out obviously. So like I said, you know, they were right. To be fair.
Yeah.
Look at these jungle locks, though. Wild Soul Legionnaire.
I'm telling you, man, that's the way it seems to be done properly, is you lock all those junglers, not just support or suicide heroes, but junglers seems to be the prime focus. There's a Demented Shaman lock, though. I'm kind of curious to see if maybe even Zephyr is locked here. We see him. We've heard a lot about him. Obviously, we saw him right off the bat with Complexity versus Gary Johnson, Zephyr in both of those games, and well, it was really made popular, I think, by both of these teams during the boot camping session. He has been banned out frequently, though. So there's a Demented Shaman, Plague Rider, and then Glacius finally locked there. Yeah,
we'll see if he comes about, though, in this series. Very, very important, of course. To note that the banning phase beginning. Slick's going to go ahead and get the first ban out of the way here in the near future. But yeah, seeing that lock pull, you had to get another strong lock pull. You talked about the Demented Shaman being in there, and some flags that may send out to either one of these teams. Silhouette is going to be the first ban off the bat, though. Followed by, there you go, the Zephyr is going to be banned. So no bird is the word this time around from TreeMark Esports. Dark Lady Draconis, the next couple. So Carrie's also becoming very, very ban happy here as far as options go. And now we're down to 2 ban options left before we get into the first pick. So not many carries left on the board. You know, your Dark Lady, Silhouette, your Draconis. As far as, well, why am I saying that? I mean, there's still plenty. You got your Moon Queen. You got your Swiftblade.
Yeah.
You got your, well, your Forsaken Archer. We haven't seen Forsaken Archer, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we really haven't.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting, too, because she's a very good laner in a dual lane mid with, like, dual range. Engineer, actually, is a ban out from Slick, so Engineer is a support hero that seems to be very popular, at least right now in the competitive scene.
Yeah.
And synergizes fantastically with Mag, but so does Aluna. I mean, so does really Glacius, so do a lot of support. So I feel like the emphasis should be on maybe not so much Engineer, but maybe Magmus. Magmus is pretty damn strong. Anyway, final ban is Pebbles coming out from tdM.
Of course, Engineer does take away a support option there, but you still have a Luna and Nymphora. Hey, look at that. Magmus, the first pick. So there you go, Trell. It seems like that comes back to bite them in the ass right there. As no, never mind. What am I saying? TD Esports was the one that banned Engineer, so that's why they didn't want to ban Magmus, because they were going to first pick it. So
yeah, there's Meraxis, there's Bubbles. We seem to forget sometimes about Meraxis, but I really do think that hero is ridiculously strong. His ultimate makes him so damn tanky. He lacks a little bit in the laning phase, but you just give him a little bit and he'll be fine. He's so tanky with those steam boots. Portal key is not too far off. You get around the 15 to 20 minute mark and you can be very effective. They're going to go with Nymphora for Magmus. I'm not sure if they're going to land together. We'll have to find out, and probably in this pick. It's going to be Warbeast. So yeah, it might be a Nymphora Magmus. Again, Nymphora, it's great overall. Not exactly the strongest laner, but it is a strong pick overall. Probably going to see a Luna Meraxis perhaps go up against that Nymphora Magmus. And I give the edge to Luna Meraxis.
Yeah. Yeah, Meraxis not a hero we've seen, well, kind of up and down as far as even being banned between picked and whatnot, but picked up here by TreeMark Esports, because Minus the captain for the team, so doing the picking over there. The locking phase, lock picking stage, TteS Esports clearly thinking about this one. I mean, you got plenty of powerful options, obviously. Now that they went the Warbeast, well, you still could go, obviously the Wild Soul or the Tempest. Probably not Legionnaire. It doesn't make too much sense there. So that's the only hero that you maybe can X out here. But all 5 other heroes, perhaps, still a legitimate option coming out for TteS Esports as far as possibility goes. So
I think you absolutely have to pick Wild Soul here. But something tells me they're going to take Tempest and go Suicide with him. But no, I was completely wrong. They go Demented Shaman.
Huh.
Okay, are we going to see that Demented Shaman Warbeast dual lane again? I think we might.
True.
But do you really need to pick up Demented Shaman right here? I feel like tdM was not going to pick him. You already have Bubbles. I mean, I guess they could have picked him for a short lane, but they could have also done Bubbles in a short lane, done a Suicide Wild Soul and another jungler. So I don't know about picking Demented Shaman that early. Granted, I think the lane did work actually quite well, but giving Wild Soul to tdM is not a smart move, especially when you have Zai on that roster. And Zai continuously impresses me and plays absolutely fantastic. I mean, if there's a player-hero combination, it's got to be Zai and Wild Soul, and I'm surprised he's not snap-picked, at least just him right now.
You got some time there, so you're right, though. I mean, it is a little bit surprising because, again, Zai just plays it so well, and if you're going to give them the option to pick it up, it seems like you should always do it if you're tdM. So
to put it in perspective, I remember when I asked Minuts about the QSQ game that they had, and he said it was actually quite convincing wins for him. And I said, well, what happened? He goes, well, they gave us Wild Soul 2 games in a row. So that's why I'm kind of like, why is he not being picked? But they maybe just want to pick their heroes in concession.
Yeah. Well, 15 seconds to go. There's...
Wow.
They pass up on the Wild Soul. Tempest, Plague Rider, instead going to be the final 2 picks for tdM. So now TteS Esports, they can actually get Wild Soul here themselves if they really wanted to. And now that could, I don't see why not. I mean, obviously Legionnaire is pretty much off the board, so you got Glacius or Wild Soul. I would really think Wild Soul here. I mean, do you go Glacius over
Here's
Wild
the
Soul?
thing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
This is where player-hero combinations and just being comfortable with the hero comes into play. I don't know if Jeppins can play him. I don't know if he's very comfortable playing Wild Soul, and I know that's what's going through their minds. I really do. They're going to pick him. It seems like the most obvious pick, like it should be a snap pick. But will Jeppins play him? Obviously, okay, Slicks is going to be leveling up or going on that War Beast. Probably bottom with Demented Shaman. I know that Waitalaba plays actually a fine Wild Soul, but he usually plays it in the jungle. I don't normally see him play it in the Suicide role, but I don't know if Jeppins is comfortable in this role. We'll have to see what the final swaps are, as they're not ready just yet.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right. They're not even readying up. Okay. There we go, though, so it is going to be official. Jeppins will be playing that Wild Soul, and Demented Shaman, of course, going to be played by Waitalaba. So we definitely are going to see a 2-2-1 setup here, or more than likely. As what am I saying? I mean, no, this is interesting because we have Waitalaba on Demented Shaman, so it's going to be support. It is going to be 2-2-1. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to have War Beast in the lane, just like we saw before and as you mentioned. So.
Yeah, probably that Magnuson in for a mid, Demented Shaman, War Beast bottom, and then that Suicide Wild Soul. And then for TDM, it looks pretty obvious. Insania actually playing the Plague. That maybe tells me they want to man up and do some kind of dueling bottom. It looks like it might be Miraxis and Plague Rider. And then I can't see this hero because he's timed out. It is TeS.
Yeah.
And maybe a solo, Aluna solo. Yeah, Aluna being solo because it is being played by Noob G. Actually, it looks like we might have some lag problems on the server.
I don't know what that's about. Just so happens a couple players disconnect. One player even times out. So not sure what the issue is there, but we'll see. Shop issues apparently. They are starting to reconnect. So just hopefully a quick restart, and then we'll be good. But yeah, they are going to man up in the sense of Plague Rider, more access going to that bottom lane, and may even. Well, would you think we're even going to see Tempest in the bottom lane? Are we going to see an aggressive pseudo tri-lane coming out here? Trademark Esports.
I mean, you could. It's just not. It's not Minut's style. I don't think. I don't really like it because if you get caught out from one of the supports that decides to roam bottom, like if Nymph4 decides to roam, or hell, even Magnus decides to roam there, you're just in a really bad position, and then ultimately you just get kicked out of the jungle, and then you have to go back to your jungle anyway. So why not just save the step? It can be effective sometimes, but I'm not a fan. Again, it's also just not Minut's style.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
We will see indeed. So we're still waiting on Insania, of course, to go ahead and reconnect, and then going to be able to resume here what is game number 1 of this 2-game series. Again, seeding position is on the line, and normally you may kind of shrug that off as there was really a big deal, blah blah blah. Well, Slicks at least made it very clear he does not want to play Complexity. So if he doesn't want to play Complexity, they need to win here. Trademark Esports, I think it's safe to say, they don't want to play Complexity either. I mean, neither team wants to play Complexity. If you lose here in this series, that's who you will have to play in the first match of the semifinals. So, of course, Orange Esports, they'll be facing the winner of this series. Now, again, I feel kind of bad saying that at times because that's just like sitting here saying if you're Orange Esports is bad. Obviously, that's not the case. I mean, Orange Esports also a very good top 4 here, but
it's just based on the idea that these teams would rather face Orange Esports. I mean, we can't deny that. That's what they've said, I think.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, as you said, Slicks has outright said it. Minuts, maybe I don't think anyone from TDM has specifically said that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they would say if asked.
Yeah. Apparently, Insania had some important things to do on the internet, being all tapped. So he has reconnected though. It's going to be hopefully again restarting this game in the sense of it coming out of the pause here, and then we will be good. So yeah, not much else to talk about. Obviously, been another long day here at DreamHack, as it always is. I mean, it always is here. This is how DreamHack works, of course. So you see some fun shots of the crowd right there. Again, the great crowd that's been with us. We've been having a lot of fun here in between games. The crowd definitely has. I mean, from WZA, I know he's been doing a lot of coming out here. MilkFed as well. They've been having some fun in between the games. I'm sure you could also have seen that on your stream. A lot of signs being made, a lot of contests being going out. So we really are just having a fun experience here. So once again, and it will continue tomorrow, of course. As for those that are, this is more so for those that are actually here. Just a quick note. All the matches are going to be here at this booth up until the grand finals. Of course, the grand finals are going to be the arena, obviously, like they always are.
Yeah.
But all the matches up until that will be here in the booth. So look forward to that.
Absolutely.
If you're at home, you're planning to come to DreamHack, there you go.
Yeah.
Some information. Why am I doing this? Don't run on the camera. I'm so used to that.
Yeah, it looks like it was just 1 minute, and Sidney needs to message somebody on Facebook really fast, and then
I doubt that's what he's doing, to be honest. I'm sure
know,
there's something else, but obviously they're having fun with that. So yeah, you know, the other player, actually, Dynasty was playing MRR right now when I was walking back there. I don't know the exact results that have happened, but I know MRR was in the lead early on. Of course, that match, in the sense of moving on, it doesn't. There's no point for it. But in the sense of more just pride, you know, just could say that you finished with a 4-4 record, even at DreamHack Winter 2012. That's nothing to scoff at, man. I mean, both of those teams, they really did show some fun things, man. They were fun to watch. Definitely some skill there, and I can't wait for both of those teams. How all the teams here in this event, obviously. To see them more in the future. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, both of those teams in particular, MRR and Dynasty, I was impressed by both of them, especially MRR, man. I really cannot wait to see them in future competitions, hopefully on the in scene as well. I know ping is an issue for a lot of those players, but I really hope we can still see some kind of competition from them in the in scene.
Exactly, exactly. Here we go, though. Game number 1 has finally commenced after figuring out the issues there. And we are going to be good to go, and so we'll see what happens. So the lane's coming about, and looks like Moravis on that Magma is going to be partnering up with Leon Black here on Nymphora. And going to be going to the middle lane, Warbeast and Demented Shaman. It's just so fun to say it that way now. Shout out to Moon Meander for that, of course. So the dual lane at Warbeast, and now again, if you didn't tune into the first time I believe it was we casted TT Esports, they actually did run this. Initially, and it worked out very, very well. That was the game where Slicks got that farm in the Warbeats and was just 2-hitting people.
Yeah.
Later on, that was ridiculous.
That was versus MSI
Dynasty. Yeah.
Dynasty, BTI Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That with the Demented Shaman, it's actually in itself is a fantastic combination because you have the Storm Cloud from the Demented Shaman, lowers their armor. You get a shield breaker, what have you, on Slicks with his ultimate form, the Metamorphosis. It just rips and tears through people.
Oh yeah, yes it does. Wild Soul coming up here, going to place a ward aside, actually, blocking the spawn camp. And here goes Boo Boo, ready to start some harassment. Aluna is going to be in the solo role, being played by Noob G, actually. Wow. Not a hero you usually would see Noob G on, but with the makeup that they had, going to put Noob G on the Aluna. Now, she is going to be more of a farming Aluna. What do you think we're going to... do you expect to see maybe something like a Hellflower on this Aluna, or is it going to be more of an Astrolabe, a Talbot, a Command, just taking advantage of the farm in that sense?
I think more the sense of a Hellflower. Maybe a push book as well to help you get away from, from Magnus and all of their heroes really. Yeah, so maybe a build-up item like that. Probably going to go those Ghost Marchers, I'll tell you that much. There's, of course, Boo Boo doing his Boo Boo thing as he just always tanks the creep wave, pulls it back just a little bit. It's going to make life just a little bit more difficult for Aluna to get these CS at the tower.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to miss that one. Actually, no, going to snipe it, so good job from Noob G. Misses that one, unfortunately. It just makes it a little bit more difficult to get those last hits. It also puts the lane position in a little bit of a more favorable spot for Wild Soul.
Yeah. We see right here at the bottom lane, Plague Rider Moraxis, and actually the heal bomb doing a lot of damage right there. Moraxis completely underestimating that, and he drops fairly low, so wow. He was right next to, I think it was 4 creeps and even a Warbeast being there, so a lot of damage coming out. Limp might want to be a little bit more wary of that as time goes on, because clearly, as we saw right there, it can do a lot of damage and catch you off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually like how they've laned Bubbles mid. And actually, that Shell Surf, God, it looks so funny, this giant soccer ball. But I like how they put Bubbles mid against this. The only thing, as I said before, Plague Rider in a dual lane, it's cool. You're going to deny a lot of experience from this lane. But Demented Shaman against a Moraxis, having that heal bomb against a melee hero was very detrimental. Actually, Lychalaba putting a lot of damage onto Insania, and they're all out of regen in the sense of health potions. In fact, they're low, even in that. They only have 2 Runes of the Blight up on the Moraxis, only 1 on Plague Rider. So they've taken a lot of damage here in this lane so far.
Yeah, and you see all the way pushed with the Hellhound's beating on the tower right now. This is going to work out very well for Warbeast and Demented Shaman. It seems like it's not only for just harassment potential, but even an early tower push if it keeps up at this pace. So Nymphora is going to go to the bottom rune. Is it going to spawn? Yes, it is. Haste Rune actually going to spawn down there, and that could get interesting if they want to use that. Granted, there is a ward of sight here at the bottom that, of course, spots that being picked up. And instead, Nymphora is going to head back towards the middle lane. So Bubbles just going to sit back at the tower, and not much that he can do now. Of course, being played by Zai. So Zai not playing that suicide side lane role. Of course, playing the middle role, but as you're just sitting, you like that they have Bubbles there in the middle lane. Of course, that means Noob G and Aluna is at the top lane, going 1 versus 1 against a Wild Soul. Granted, he does have Tempest nearby to help if need be, but so far, I mean, Aluna, what is she at? 9 and 6 compared to the Wild Soul at 2 and 1 actually. So yeah, Aluna's dominating right now.
Yeah, this is one of those times when you know it's probably going to be a solo hero up in the short lane. I don't really like doing all that funny business of pulling the creeps with your bear and whatnot, because you end up getting like a double wave onto your tower, and it makes it actually a lot more difficult to get those last hits.
Yeah.
And as a result, he's already had to send the bear back, and is taking way too much harassment from Aluna. And we forget sometimes just how much of a damage dealer Aluna is in a 1v1 scenario. But actually, you know, it looks like Jeppens wants to get a lucky root. That applies a lot of damage in itself.
Yeah.
Aluna does have actually 2 health potions for herself if she does dip down a little bit too low.
Yeah, Wildsoul is definitely just going all out as far as auto attacks, trying to get that root proc like you said. Not able to happen though. Actually at the bottom lane, Morax is taking a lot of damage, but so is Warbeast, and the Bloodlust kill going to come out in favor of Insania. So Trademark Esports will have the start there. Now that seemed like Moraxis was putting himself in bad position. The heal bomb came out though. It honestly didn't do that much damage, and I think that actually caught both Slicks and Waitalaba off guard. They thought it was going to do more, and obviously we saw the end result right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for them. He does have 2 in an entangle, 1 in the healing wave, so it doesn't do all that much damage. But
true.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, this Moraxis Plague Rider lane, it's hard to kind of really do that and be aggressive onto heroes like that when you have that Divinity Shaman against a melee hero.
Yeah. What do you make? Are you fine with them going the second point into Entangle actually over a healing wave? I mean, it seems like they're using that healing wave pretty frequently against this matchup.
I think it's fine. I think it slows. The slow is nice. Obviously, it gives you that stun as well. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Ooh, Bubbles and Magnus racing down towards this bottom rune, but obviously Dimension Shaman's there. And we'll buy the time for Magnus to eventually go there and pick it up. Top lane, Wildsoul may be in some trouble. Tempest coming in with the plague. Now, he doesn't have any mana, actually. That could be the difference maker. And that first root hit coming out. Tempest going to be stopped right there in his tracks, and Wildsoul will be fine. Like I said, he didn't have any mana, though, so I really don't know if that would have been a kill anyways. But you always got to love the first hit in Tango coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of rough, but I meant to correct myself too. He doesn't have like an actual stun. It has a mini stun as you level up Entangle. Obviously when you hit level 5, it has the 1-second stun.
Yeah.
But it does slow a considerable amount more from level 1 to level 2. So.
Yeah, that's true. It gets quicker to, of course, that level 3 for the Entangle. But, Magnus taking some reaction damage there. But, again, he still has that regen rune bottled up, so perhaps that's why he was playing a little bit more aggressive. Going to maybe clean up this creep wave and then eventually use that regen rune after it. So, going to maximize right there. Actually missing a last hit. Darn Moravius. 27-10, though. He's off to a great start. You see his Zeal stun even used on the Bubbles right there. They were trying to maybe catch Zai in an awkward spot, but he was not going to be in that awkward spot as he falls back. I don't wonder how Zai is feeling, knowing that they had the chance to pick up Wildsoul.
I know.
They did not for him. I wonder what his reaction was, actually.
Yeah, but
what? Really?
He does play the suicide role, and this is kind of like a suicide role, Bubbles versus 2 in mid. And he always seems to bounce back very well. Aluna actually taking a little bit of pressure there in the top lane, and Jeppens, he seems to be recovering just a little bit. Obviously, Aluna is exceeding by far in the creep farm department, but obviously he has a chance to get a kill if he gets a lucky root and tingle.
Well, you mentioned that, and that was actually what happened right there. Aluna actually fell just below half life even as Wildsoul got that Entangle proc, and he put in some auto attacks with it. And the Entangle alone does actually a good amount of damage, as you even mentioned. So, again, RNG sure, but it worked out right there. And so Wildsoul, if he can get a couple more of those, can definitely start coming back in this lane perhaps. But we are dealing with the Wildsoul. Obviously, we always talk about, being that suicide. Even if he gets to a struggling start, he just always seems to recover eventually, and he has still an early mock of brilliance, to say the least. So we'll keep an eye on how Jeppens, of course, progresses as this game picks up. Plague Rider really diving here at the bottom lane. Actually, Tempest, nope, never mind, just fine. We're in the jungle. Cleaning up some creeps. Was just delivered his Ring of Sorcery, actually, so we'll now have that to work with. And Hungry Spirit picked up on Warbeast in the meantime. So he is on his way to that, well, he gets to be an Abyssal Skull, of course. He's actually adjusted to the jungle, it seems like. He's not in the bottom lane anymore. He's been in the jungle for a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know we are having some weird sound issues. We're aware of that, so hopefully we can fix those as soon as possible. But, yeah, tdM, they have a slight lead right now. It is very passive so far. Only 1 kill so far in just 7 minutes. And a lot of these top-tier teams, I mean, we saw Complexity just a second ago versus Orange Esports, and those are overall pretty passive games. I think you start to get to that at this level of play. Just a little bit more careful, at least securing, this early game.
Yeah, of course. At this top-tier play, you respect the other team more so in the sense that you know that they can definitely compete with you. And you want to be a little more cautious as far as the moves that you do make. So I loved what I saw right here. Bubble's actually being played by Zai, of course. He actually used the illusions that he got from the rune. He blocked a couple of camps at that 7-minute spawn with them. So that, of course, may slow down Warbeast a little bit. Well, Warbeast, speaking of him, he's in the middle lane, actually, as is Dimension Shaman. So 4 players going to group up with the Magnuson and on his side right there. There's the Zilson on top of that, and Zai will fall, so completely catching him off guard. And Leon Black actually gets credit for the kill right there. In the meantime, though, Magnus still not out of the woods just yet. Literally, in fact, being spotted right there. He should be fine as he jukes away from Plague Rider. And even has a Lava Surge to help and taking a Contagion nuke. But will survive.
Yeah, the rune will spawn bottom. It's a haste yet again. Haste seems to be the popular rune today. I've seen so many haste runes spawn, especially at the 2 minutes. It seems like it just comes along with a 2-minute rune. But yeah, tdM is still ahead. But that was a fantastic kill. Obviously, Slicks being active early on with that ultimate.
Well, Noob G did, lo and behold, he went the Ghost Marchers first here, as well as the Ring of Teacher. So on a Luna, again, we'll see what route he goes next, whether it's going to be that early Hellflower, be more of that kind of carry a Luna, or if it's going to be, you know, Tablet or Astrolabe. It tends to be if you're more of a semi-carry slash want to just take advantage of some free farm on a hero like that. So that will be for Noob G to decide. Moraxis has enjoyed, I would think, a pretty good time at bottom here, and yeah, it is showing, actually. He's over 306 gold per minute now, or up to that point, and a lot of that, again, what do you make of that? TT Esports has actually, they pretty much retreated this bottom lane. Again, there was a lot of jungling going on from Warbeast, and Demented Shaman even was roaming in the middle there.
Yeah, I don't know, because honestly, with having Demented Shaman early on against that melee hero, I just think they got a little bit outplayed. Obviously, the Bloodlust had a lot to do with it, and they kind of have to they just kind of have to concede this. And I think Slicks can farm a lot faster in the jungle at this point, having those wolves leveled up. And so that they just realized that that's the smart decision at this point. But it's kind of scary. He's actually out-leveling Moraxis now as a result of that. But it is kind of scary knowing that Moraxis is going to have a very, very fast portal key.
Yeah, that's definitely a worrisome thing indeed. Shut up, Merrick. I thought there was like a kill happening. I see all the text coming out. But never mind. Magnus and Nymphora, though, here in the middle lane. Magnus, speaking of great start, actually, it seems like Moravis, yeah, he's nearing a 300 gold per minute mark. He is, of course, tops on his team.
Top lane.
As far as farm goes. Oh, top lane. TeTS is coming in for a gank. He has an ultimate if he wants it. The bear doing some damage, but there's the ultimate. Gonna pull him and Wild Soul in. Will it be enough for Luna? The stun on top of that. Wild Soul is probably gonna fall here. Yes, he will. And as a result, TeTS also stays alive. So might have some TeTS right there. Making some big plays. Magnus coming in, actually, but not able to get close enough. In fact, he takes a power throw right there. He is going to stun in on it with Luna. Using the eruption, actually. He wants to get a kill right here. Will it be enough? That Deja Vu, the one auto attack, but the Deja Vu got to save right there onto Luna, and down goes Magnus right there. What a play from Luna right there, and great support coming out from Tempest.
I gotta say, you gotta give props to Moravis. That was very, very close.
Yeah.
Just Luna with those Ghost Marchers. Man, early Ghost Marchers doing work. And then also, I mean, even if he got that kill, he would have died regardless. So it was kind of a risky move. Yeah. But, hey, he manned up. B-Kid would be proud.
He ain't no bitch. Yeah, definitely you got to appreciate the man up there from Moravis. But you're right. I mean, obviously the Elementals, I should say, being there, it really would have been a kill no matter what. So was questionable in that sense. Clearly, though, Zai, though, he is having some issues. Going to go in and restart the computer. Or not, what am I saying? Restart the game. Hopefully, again, nothing too serious. Luna is actually, again, she's solo on live. So close right there. But the Deja Vu on top of the Ghost Marchers, of course, helped her get away. But I'm still a little bit lost, honestly, of this Warbeast and Demented Shaman. They basically gave up on the bottom lane, and they've been dual jungling together, actually. Yeah. It seems like. So, I mean, is that working? He's at 283 gold per minute right now. It seems like it's not bad. He has an Abyssal Skull, 700 gold saved up.
I mean,
I don't know.
He's going to be farming way faster. I mean, it goes both ways. You're going to be farming way faster yourself, but obviously Morax is going to be farming himself. And I think it's probably the better situation because you could do this where you're both farming well, or you could do one where you're not farming well and Morax is farming well. So, you know, it is kind of scary. On top of them farming well, they all are sharing experience, which is kind of bad. Now Morax is getting those levels. He only needs 400 more gold for that portal key, and Morax with the portal key is really, really devastating.
Oh, speaking of Moraxis, actually, 3 players coming down here. That is their Legion team war to side, so they will not be spotted. Moraxis has no clue what's about to happen. Then Forest Heal Stun hits on both sides. There's the Matrix, and he wants to turn this around, actually, if he can get close to Leon Black. The Sword for the Tickle, though, will miss Demented Shaman, but the Matrix just makes him way too tanky right there. And in the end, Limp easily survives and goes back to creep farming in the meantime. So that's the power of the Matrix, man, coming out on Moraxis right there.
I mean, yeah, that was just a lot of time wasted, unfortunately, invested in trying to kill Meraxis. He's just too tanky, and then Slicks is doing the right thing. He's trying to kite and bait out the stun from Meraxis, but Limp has really good patience. He knows, like, he can just keep running away, and Slicks is never going to do him enough damage when he kites like that.
Yeah.
So he just kept running, and that was a very good decision by Limp. And as a result, they wasted a lot of time. They had the response early, or right away from both Tempest and Luna. Here comes the Nymph port, though, somewhere.
Top lane.
Top lane.
They want to try to kill Plague Rider. Actually, we're going to get the Nintengo from Boo Boo. No, we're not. He's diving into the woods. He wants to get the Nintengo proc. It's not going to happen. Oh, he tried to Plague Goo right there. They're going to need to be very careful. There's the Plague Goo. It's not going to stop bouncing, though, as obviously with the Cloud. But down it goes Plague Rider. Meraxis with the counter, though. Boo Boo will fall. And Magmus is just going to port out knowing that Meraxis does not have another stun. So that worked out right there. But they did lose the bottom tower in the meantime. Trademark Esports making some big plays at the bottom tower as all of a sudden a 4,400 gold lead as well as a 2,500 experience lead, bro.
Yeah, and then after that, poor Meraxis has more than enough for his portal key. There he goes. Already bought it. So Steam Boots, portal key, 500 gold, 12 minutes in. That is just really, really scary. And it just synergizes well with the blink that you're probably going to get on Tempest sometime soon. Bubbles, he doesn't have it anytime soon, but it's gonna be there. And good attempt from Insania, trying to get that ultimate, do a lot of damage, but just not enough. But yeah, I mean, look at Wild Soul. He is level 9 actually, but he's not farming really anything. 173 gold per minute. He's not anywhere close. Like, I give you that range of 20 to 24 minutes or so on a Suicide Wild Soul having that Mock of Brilliance, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to that this game.
Yeah, he is.
I could be wrong. I said that one time before, and they got it.
All of a sudden, a Mock of Brilliance appears at 18 minutes now. Well, we are 13 minutes in, so yeah, it is seeming like it is going to be pretty delayed here for Jeppins. That's unfortunate, but definitely the case at hand. So again, both of these teams playing for a first seed here in Group B, more so for the chance to not play Complexity in the semifinal matchup, instead play Orange Esports. So that's exactly what they are competing for. And right now, it seems like Trademark Esports definitely has the advantage, at least here in game number 1 here in this 2-game series, of course. Magmus in the middle lane, a lot of players from tdM, actually 5 players to be exact, so all of them. They are coming here to the middle lane, trying to collapse, but not going to be able to find him. And Magnus will be fine, but they're probably going to push the middle tower, as well as Wild Soul pushing the top tower. So Wild Soul can try to get some farm out of this. Port coming in, however, as it is a Luna, and that could maybe scare him off, or maybe not. He said he will chase her down, actually, if he can get that Entangle proc. But the Ghost March is just a little bit too quick. Goes back to the tower, though. But in the meantime, in the middle lane, we are going to see that tower push happening. Oh, never mind. Port's coming out. They want to actually defend this top tower, and actually Walt's in a lot of trouble now. The important booty was even used. There's a power throw on top. That tower is going to fall, actually, paired with the Legion team. But Wild Soul's probably going to drop when it's all said and done. The Song of the Sea, he's so damn tanky, but not tanky enough. And the pickoff happened. So at least he got the tower, as they also got the bottom tower. So not too bad there.
Yeah, that actually wasn't that bad at all. We see a Nymph actually behind Tempest in mid. Magnus baiting just a little bit, but there's Meraxis. That might deter them, or will it? The stun comes out onto Tempest. Here comes the stun actually from Limp, but it didn't cancel the Magnus ulti. So as a result, Leon Black does fall. Limp will be okay, but they do get the kill on Leon Black. Minuts does die. I feel like he could have prevented that just a little bit. Bubbles comes in onto Magnus. The Plague Rider has no mana. Magnus is going to stun out and be fine. So, actually, the axe hits. Wow. It connects, but they're not going to pursue that. Yeah, sorry, I meant it didn't save Minuts. I feel like if he stunned actually Magnus, it would have saved Tempest right there as he was channeling his ultimate. So, kind of interesting right there. Yeah. Tempest did have his ultimate as well.
True. Yeah, he definitely did that. That could have been a big turnaround if he was able to do that. But in the end, a great gank setup from TD Esports, obviously, with an M4 important. And Warbeast, man, you said his farm is going to start being actually pretty good, and it's pretty damn good. 380 gold per minute right now on Slicks. Make that 393 as he just finishes off another Ancient right there. 2,000 more gold saved up. Mighty Blade is purchased, so very possible we're going to see that first item, Shrunken Head here. Not even necessarily first item, but the Abyssal Skull Steam Boots into a Shrunken Head. So going to be a strong start for him. He's still over your Wild Soul. Again, he's not having the greatest time, but 225 GPM, it is going up. And he's actually upgrading his own boots, it looks like, first as well. Maybe getting a Steam Boots here before he starts working towards that Mocker plan. So it still will be a little bit delayed, perhaps.
Yeah, I think maybe he just wants to be a little bit more tanky and something like, well, here's the thing. When you're farming slowly, Demonic Breastplate or Soul's Bulwark is a great build-up item early on, but I really think Warbeast could benefit from that a lot more.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you need that Mock, especially to cancel the blinks from Tempest and also from Meraxis and Bubbles in the future.
Yeah.
Tempest going some interesting items, by the way.
What is he going?
Double Bracer.
Double Bracer. Yeah, that is something new. You got to figure one of those, of course, the Astrolabe, but I don't know. Yeah. Well, what would the second one be? If anything, I guess there's nothing else. So, going to just simply be a brace here. We do see the middle tower is going to be pushed, however, once again. And this time around, with it being so low, I'm pretty sure this is going to be killed in favor of Trademark Esports. As there we go. So that is now a 3,300 gold lead, a 2,700 experience lead on top of that. So good for them. We do have Tempest, Bubbles, and Moraxis actually continuing to push the middle lane here. As they may run into Wild Soul, actually. Wild Soul trying to get away. Plague Rider is going to meet up with them, but obviously not going to meet up with them. They're going to push the secondary tower. Doesn't look like TteS Esports defending it just yet, because in the meantime, they actually do have Magnus counter pushing the bottom lane. He's so close to a portal key, actually. They really want to try to get that on him, but he even missed a creep kill right there. He's going to get one at least.
Oh, no.
He does not have enough for the portal key still, so he's going to port back, and this tower is going to fall.
Yeah, he just sold some stuff.
Yeah. But the tower falls.
But the tower falls, so that's unfortunate. He does have his portal key, but at what cost?
Yeah.
No, they do TV back in the bottom lane, so they didn't get a trade out of it or anything. The only trade they got is the fact that Magnus had to sell a little bit of items to get his portal key and was kind of trying to counter push, but it didn't really work out. So
yeah.
tdM getting the upper hand right there.
Yeah, 5,100 gold lead, 2,500 experience lead. Now in favor of Trademark Esports. Damn, that entangle's large, by the way, when it hits on the ancient creep right there. Another vote to pause coming out here from tdM, though. Again, hopefully nothing too serious. Slicks, again, with the last time we saw Slicks, actually, with a farmed War Beast, it was against that Dynasty team, and he just tore them up. So,
yeah,
really curious to see how things work out this time around again. Or TteS Esports, specifically with that Slicks. He is getting very close, actually, to finishing a Shrunken Head even.
Yeah.
So that's going to be big.
Shrunken Head's good against pretty much everyone here except for the Tempest. The Tempest does have that ultimate, which is actually a very, very good spell against War Beast in general, no matter how much farm he has.
Tempest, actually, speaking of him, getting away from the bear right there, so Wild's up back up here. Yeah, so he upgraded his own boots, got the Ghost Merchants on boots, like you said, going for some upgrades first initially before he starts working on. I don't even know if he's going to go Mock or Brilliance at this point. As far as his first item pickup, and you think he might be able to soul Burke, but in the meantime, in the middle lane, Magnus actually in a lot of trouble. The final out track, not enough right there. The destroy right there at the last second, and Magnus is going to survive. Big getaway there coming out from Moravis, as he even portal keys away on top of that. So very close kill, but not to be.
Yeah, that last axe that hit him took him down, I want to say, to less than 10 HP, maybe even less than 5. That was so close. But a little bit of more of a passive game, as I mentioned before. This is only 8 kills in 18 minutes, as we're approaching the 19-minute mark. Towers are in favor, it looks like, for tdM. They have 9 towers standing. TteS Esports has 8, and there's actually the Shrunken Head for Slicks.
Yeah. As
I mentioned, it's going to be great. He's not going to really kite it out, and actually, he is the top level in the game, so good for him. Top farmer in the game at that, too. So that strategy, as we talked about, having the Demented Shaman help him out in the jungle certainly paid off.
It definitely did. He's going down here, actually. Going to try to collapse on the bubbles. What's it for? Porting in. That's the outside on top of the lava. There's the eruption. Well, he's going to farm with it, I guess. Not even necessary. They get the kill even before it goes off. Great collapse right there on top of bubbles. And you'll love to see that, especially with your War Beast. I mean, how he's active with that ultimate, helping to set up kills. Nefora obviously porting it with Magnus, though. That was the big part about getting it. Great coordination coming out from TteS Esports there.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did waste the Magnus ulti just a little bit, but obviously they don't want to take any risks. They want to secure that kill, and it is only a level 1 ultimate, so it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah. We see Jeffins actually running into some opponents up here at the top side, but he's going to be able to fall back before anything too much happens. 1731 life already. Going to get Steam Boots, obviously, in a minor totem, but 1731 life.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous with the Mystic Vestments on top of that. He now has also 1,200 gold saved up. Could you say that a Soul's Bulwark here could be an option? I guess you've said in the past that you do like to see that on War Beast. Because eventually the Demonic Breastplate, so maybe not then.
I mean, he could still go for it, but I think a Mock of Brilliance would be very good this game against the Blinks. And, I mean, still, Soul's going to be great, but yeah, as I mentioned before, the attack speed bonus you get from the full Demonic Breastplate certainly helps War Beast. It's one of my favorite items to get on him, actually.
So Luna did decide to go the Tablet Command route first. She does have an Arcana to follow it up, so again, probably going to be the Hellflower to follow. There's the Portal Key actually purchased by Tempest right there, so interesting build for him. I mean, going to the Ghost Marchers into double Bracer, and then actually going to Portal Key on top of that. So, to say the least, that's pretty unique. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but going to be going that route. All 5 are going to actually gather up here to the top lane, so that was a cue, especially with that Portal Key pickup. He has not shown himself just yet either, so that's very important to keep in mind. That TteS Esports is not aware just yet that he actually has that. although they may have, you know, an idea. The top tower is going to fall, though. Ports immediately come in the middle. There's the portal key used by TteS right there on TteS. And here's the follow-up, and TT Esports will explode all over the place. What a play by Trademark Esports. The surprise portal key completely catches them off guard.
That was a fantastic play by TteS. Well executed, so quick. And that's one of those things sometimes in Han, especially it's such a fast-paced game. I know a lot before it would seem like it would be good to get that meteor down to get the extra damage, but it's more important to catch them off guard. You know you have the damage from Miraxis, the spam abilities from Bubbles. He now has his portal key. Absolutely well played. What a fantastic play by TteS.
Yeah, I mean, the coordination for both of these teams is definitely there. That was right there, of course, in favor of Trademark Esports. Very well played. Look at this tower just melting away. TT Esports is going to have really no chance to even defend this. This is going to easily fall in favor of Trademark. And TteS actually there on TePS gets credit for the kill even. So he has 400 gold. How about the GPM chart actually? Him, Miraxis, and Aluna are all up there. 382 between 397. A lot of farms spreading out over here on tdM side. Even Bubbles, he's nearly 300 gold per minute himself. And then he got Plague Rider about 180. That, as a team, that does look a lot better than TT Esports, and it is showing with a 9,100 gold lead. But Slicks is still overall leading the way on that War Beast at 413 GPM currently.
Yeah, Wild Soul's picking up his farm just a little bit, approaching. Oh, he actually does buy that Soul's Bulwark, so he's not going to get. I thought he was going to actually go for that Sword of the High because his farm is speeding up. But no, going to have that Soul, so it's going to help right now for sure. Doesn't exactly. Oh, he does have it on the bear. He switches it to offensive. It works really well with the bear specifically for that tower demolish ability.
Yeah, so they're going to kind of synergize with that, as you said, as far as the push goes with that Soul's Bulwark. And they're going to keep this push going, in fact. Afubu in the front lines. The Soul's Bulwark, of course, that's a negative effect. Miraxis putting a stun out, but Legion team, look at the spread that they have in the background. Obviously, there is no TePS ultimate. They should be aware of that it was just used in the previous fight, but not saying that they shouldn't spread still, but you get my point that that's something that at least they don't have to worry about. You still got, you know, your Plague Goo, your Kelfo, your Miraxis jump in with that Quake stun, so you want to be careful there. But TT Esports is going to start to retreat now, and instead going to farm elsewhere. I believe, what did I see? Second Arcana actually picked up on a Luna, so she is getting pretty damn close to that Hellflower, actually. Yeah, she, of course, will be big here for the Hellborn team, but TT Esports, they're not going to fully retreat. They are going to now start falling back again.
She could actually have purchased it if she split up her Ring of the Teacher right there, using the Carapace components to buy that. So I'm kind of interested about that.
Yeah, decided not to, at least currently, though. TePS off to the side again. Doesn't have an ultimate just yet. 20 seconds remaining on that TePS ultimate. They're going to go in somewhat right here, but the counter coming in from Magmus. They catch TePS. In comes the Shuriken out of Warbase, and he is diving now onto Plague Rider. TePS does get away, though. He portal kicks out Plague Rider with the bouncing in the back. A look at Warbase in the foreground, though. Chasing out Plague Rider, but Plague Rider jukes to the woods, and Insania will live. Nobody dying. Make that one death. Magmus going to get counter jumped, and he will fall. So Trademark Esports making TT Esports pay. TtePS now has his ultimate, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch anyone. And that will be that. So great response coming out from Trademark.
Yeah, I don't know which person it was, but one of those push books being Bubbles. Bubbles, by the way, went for push book over the portal key. But one of those push books definitely saved Insania. And that's a huge deal for them, not being able to get that kill. And on top of that, a Shrunken Head charge used from Slicks.
Yeah, that was a huge fight all around for them. And again, the golden experience lead are just very impressive right now for Trademark Esports. 10,000 gold lead, 8,300 experience lead, 24.5 minutes into this game. So Hellfire finished on a Luna, big there. The Hellfire's going to be finished soon here on Miraxis. Having a double Hellfire already with all that initiation that they have. Hell, if they catch anyone really, especially that Warbeast even before he gets off anything, then they could just really crush him. So speaking of Warbeast, he does have another 2,600 gold saving up himself, but Wild Soul, I think, is kind of the big key here for the Legion team too. I mean, his farm just unfortunately it's not bad. Obviously, it's around 300 GPM, but it hasn't, you know, had the biggest, or he hasn't had the biggest impact in the game in that sense. Granted, the Soul's Bulwark has actually done a little bit, I'm sure. So, but that fight was just simply better played by tdM right there. So,
yeah. Well, they're at a deficit. There's actually the Shieldbreaker coming out for Slicks. He's still the top farmer in the game, and I will say they have massive pushing potential. Two different heals, two different heroes that are known for pushing, being Wild Soul and Warbeast. So if they get a big fight, you got to be careful or make sure that you have buyouts, because you're going to lose your base in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's a very good point to bring up. So Wild Soul actually farming the Ancients right here as far as Boo Boo goes, at least. Of course, taking advantage of that Soul's Board. Getting fairly low, but should be fine. Finishing those off. And he does have another nearly 1,800 gold saved up, actually. So now that Mock of Brilliance could very likely be a possibility. There's the third Arcana on Miraxis, though. So we're going to have double Hellflower over here already for Trademark Esports on top of the double Portal Key. You got Bubbles, who actually chose to go a Tablet of Command instead of that Portal Key route. We've seen this from time to time in the past, but Zai liking the route of Tablet of Command here at least. And then, of course, Tempest, 3,800 gold saved up, actually, on Tempest. So saving up for something big time. Level 2 Shieldbreaker just purchased by Warbeast in the meantime, though.
Yeah, I think Shrunken Head and Full. I was just going to say it's going to be perfect for this team, or for this game. And Bubbles has enough for that Blink if he wants to. I think it would be very effective, especially against Magmus, or even that Warbeast. Catch him with the Silence before he can use that Metamorphosis. Obviously, he can use that Shrunken Head. That'd be a cue to just run away. You have the Hellflower up in Miraxis. That is huge, especially against this Warbeast who has that Shrunken Head.
You see Plague Rider doing a good job right there of passing around the armor. It's only level 1 Cursed Shield, so not the most armor, only 2 armor right now, but still applying the minus stack speed, and hey, it's 2 armor, so you definitely might as well use it. They are grouping up here in the middle lane, and they're going to push. Miraxis wanted to find that target. We just see the Elementals going to be created there from Tempest, and Trademark Esports may actually look to push into the middle here. No, they're going to go down bottom most likely and finish off this secondary tower down here. So we'll see again how TteS Esports decides to respond, whether or not they feel confident that they can. Again, we're looking at all those initiation tools and the double Hellflower and everything here on Trademark Esports side. It's got to be pretty scary knowing that you're going up against that. tdM may not even push bottom, though. They may even go for something like Kongor here, as they're doing some counter-warding in the process. There is a Bound Die, of course, on Plague Rider, and he's using that very, very effectively. So they're in fact just going to go ahead and clean up the Legion jungle, actually, and then push back the bottom lane, maybe. Yeah, push that tower. So
I mean, I think tdM is one of the best teams as far as furthering your lead as much as possible until you actually do push into high ground. Good counter pushing, so to speak, from Aluna. It's constantly red sniping all around the board. I've seen Nuji do that a number of times. Now, I also got to give a big shout out to, well, everyone on tdM, but especially NoobG. I've seen him play very consistently. I know there were some doubts about him playing on LAN, but he has played phenomenally this entire tournament, and so big props to him, as well as the entire team. I haven't seen really anyone fall behind on this team. So, yeah, tdM looking strong so far in this game as well as the rest of the tournament.
Well, yeah, you know, you got your you had Complexity, of course, and I think that could be very similar for them too. You know, watching Complexity, the match we've been watching them so far, seems like they've been very sound. Trademark Esports has definitely been that same style. They've been very sound, and that's obviously, I'm sure, a part of why they've been able to be so successful here in these events. So there are 2 of the teams, of course, TteS Esports and Orange Esports, the other 2 teams that are going to be moving on to the semifinals. But who's going to be playing who? Well, that's why we're playing this matchup right here. So this tower is going to fall in favor of Trademark Esports right there, and the lead does continue to get bigger and better. The middle lane is being pushed in somewhat by Wild Soul, but he's going to fall back as well, as it's not worth staying in apparently. So that was pretty good timing, because Tempest was coming in, and he was ready to Portal Key, maybe even Ultimate if necessary, against that Wild Soul. So
his Portal Key was up, unless it was just the split second I looked at it, it wasn't. So kind of interesting right there. I don't know. I feel like he could have got him. Like I said, I saw it up. It could have been just that split second where I just looked, where it wasn't up. Maybe he was spamming it. But that would have been very close. Would have been a huge pickoff, too.
Yeah, that would have been big, big, big. But not able to do so. Level 2 Shieldbreaker, and soon to be level 3 Shieldbreaker. Of course, he even has the gold for it for Warbeast. So, and again, that goes back to yesterday's game against Dynasty. We all saw the Slicks Warbeast, the damage that he could do, especially with what seems to be a very similar build to what he had yesterday. So you got to be really careful about that if you're tdM, but at the same point, Trademark Esports as a team looking impressive once again. Between Aluna, Tempest, both about 400 GPM, and even Bubbles and more axes up there. And like I keep saying, Insania on the Plague Rider, doing his power plays in the wards and whatnot. What was that?
Look at Bubbles up here in the top lane. He knew something was up, and this is how you have to play against an M4. A very smart play from Zai. You can't predict it, or okay, you can predict it, but you can't see it. The M4 port, and they actually did port up top, but Zai shell surfed from very far away and just fell back. There's sort of the high on to Wild Soul, so relatively late, 30 minutes. Of course, he does have that Soul's Bulwark beforehand, but look at this. In the meantime, they're getting Kongor. It will fall.
Yeah, it's no resistance put up there. I don't even know if they spotted, but it's easily taken out by Trademark, and actually an Assassin Shroud also purchased by Aluna. So this is a little bit different of a style that we've seen Aluna play lately, but again, not only is she playing more of the farming Aluna, but she's playing carry Aluna, man. Assassin Shroud Hellflower. On top of now a token of life, of course, which you just got there from Kongor. What do you make of Assassin Shroud, Tro?
I mean, it's pretty good against Warbeast because you can just use that, pop that, and then run away. Obviously, it can be countered quite easily by something like a Dust, but I don't know. I would have gone more in the safe route, something like a Shrunken Head. I'm always a fan of Shrunken Head. Obviously, Shrunken Head is not that great against Warbeast, but against Magmus and the stun from Forest, sometimes it's a necessity.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best pickup there. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. She has a ton of farms. She needs to spend it somehow. But look at this. Slicks is still top farmer in the game, man. He's finding his farm somewhere. It's kind of crazy. Shield Breaker level 3 up on him, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check on that. Again, though, I really do like the Soul's Bulwark pickup on him. He looks like he's got a bolstering armband. Looks like he's going to go for that puzzle box build.
Yeah, we've seen a Warbeast a couple times through this event. You made the point earlier. I mean, it seems like puzzle box has just been a go-to option. Not that that's strange again, but he does have different style of builds, and puzzle box being one of them. It just seems like puzzle box has been the one that these Warbeast players have liked. So I want to. Did he have it when we saw him yesterday against Dynasty? Maybe he did actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. So
I don't know. Like Slicks doesn't seem to like the type of player to me that to usually go that build. That's why I'm kind of surprised. I think he just goes the more quote-unquote standard build, the more battle build of a Warbeast.
Yeah.
But I'll double check on that right now, actually.
Oh yeah. Plate mail actually just purchased by Bubbles, and wow, Frostfield played. Holy crap! He actually had enough gold for all that apparently. That's an expensive item, but he just straight up right clicks that, I guess, and well, Bubbles has been farming pretty well, 330 gold per minute, and he's 4th on his team even. So Frostfield play going to be coming out from Zai here. Again, this is a player that's known for doing some different style of builds. Obviously, his Plague Rider with the Frostfield Skull. We've seen Savage Mace on his Wretched Hag. He's going Frostfield play on his Bubbles here without even a portal key still. Sure, he went the tablet route, but even then you still see a portal key on top of that usually. But
it's the quote-unquote European thing, as quoted by Moon Meander. Yeah, I still think portal key is just a necessity against especially Magnus. And it's not one of those items when you look at Frostfield Pit and you think, oh, well, that's a bad pickup. Like, why? Like, it's a fantastic item, especially in this game, but I feel like portal key is such a necessity. You have to get it. It's like Magmus. It'd be like Magmus getting a Frostfield Plate against the similar lineup. It's like, okay, well, that's good, I guess, but you need that portal key.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bubbles can still fight without it, but it's just a little nitpicky thing, to say the least.
It's picked up every single game, it seems like, for a reason.
Yes.
Tempest is by himself currently at the bottom lane, but he is going to be joined up by his teammates, actually. So that will change very quickly. Tempest is level 16, of course. And actually, Trademark Esports, all 5 grouping up down here. We may finally start seeing a base push happen. And it looks like we are. Trademark Esports is going to start knocking on the door of TT Esports. Will they be able to defend this? And if so, how? You got the Shell Stairs to scout out, see if anyone's there in the jungle. Not hiding, though. Boo Boo, of course, in the front lines. Not having the Mocker Brilliance set, actually. I just figured by now he would have had it, actually. But still no Mocker Brilliance on that Boo Boo. He has a sort of the high. He needs a little bit more gold to finish it with the pattern. But still not picking it up. So maybe they're just going to try to delay it until then. But interesting there.
I would start selling some stuff. I would sell my Minor Totem. I would sell my Homecoming Stone. Maybe even the Stout Shield if you're really desperate. But yeah, you absolutely need that for this fight. So I would hope that he would sell it, but it doesn't look like he's going to.
Well, this
he's
fight.
Going top.
Yeah, he is actually. Wow, he's going all the way up top lane to farm up there. Of course, he does have a Homecoming Stone. So he will be able to port down here and defend, but is this tower going to fall before he can is the question. It actually, it could. I mean, he just got back, though. There's the Mocker Brilliance, so no, it is not going to fall. He will have it. So he just chose not to sell those items. Instead, farmed it up. And now he is ready to fight this, that is for sure. This tower, though, is just about dead. A couple more auto attacks will do it in. The Elementals, it is going to be denied, actually. So, not the biggest deal in the world. Again, it is a base tower. They're just happy that it's killed, actually, if you're the Hellborn team. We see Boo Boo in the front lines doing a lot of harassment, actually. However, getting counter-harassed, dropping very low. As Wild Soul would have had to use a cooldown there, but he's going to be fine. Yeah. He may just fall back and regen. tdM, though, going to keep the aggression up, however.
Yeah. I mean, actually, if he had sold those items very early on, I feel like he actually could have mitigated a lot of damage onto that tower. So, I don't know. He still has it right now. A base tower, it's actually very important, so it's going to make it a little bit easier here.
Here we go. Miraxis jumps into Warbeast on the background. Slick's going to be locked down. There's a Silence on top of that. He can't even get ulti form. And down goes Warbeast to Hellfire. Just helping so much right there. Dimension Time will fall. The Tempest ultimate pulling in Magmus. He will go down as well. And Trademark Esports absolutely winning that fight. We do have buybacks happening. wow, Warbeast did fight back, and now Slicks wants revenge. Plague Runner will get picked off. Warbeast is charging in now. He does have his Shrunken Head still. There's that Shrunken Head right before the stun hit from Meraxis, and actually Meraxis may very likely fall here. One more auto attack, there we go, and down he goes. Warbeast is still chasing. We see Zai porting out right there after the Frostfield plate, trying to get away, but now wow, Wild Soul's on top of him, but now Wild Soul's going to go down, actually. Aluna doing too much damage. In the meantime, Nymphora ported in, but right on top of the Hellborn team. Bubbles is still trying to live. The Dust even coming out right there, trying to spot them somehow. Warbeast chasing. Nymphora will go down. Warbeast has ulti in 2 seconds, actually, and he's very likely going to use it shortly here. His teammate goes down again. Double tap gunner for New G. Warbeast wants this kill, but Zai's doing so well right here, and now he's being locked down with Hellfire, and Zai turns it around with his team. Minus picks up the kill. What a hold right there from Trademark Esports. Excellent escape from Zai, playing that Bubbles.
Oh, he tried to ultimate. He really did, but of course the Song of the Sea silenced him. And, oh man, not to mention the 2 buyouts on both Whitalaba and Slicks. It's going to be really, really difficult. This is a huge uphill battle, but that's not to say we haven't seen him do it earlier in today's matches. I mean,
good point.
They were before against QSQ, of course. They were down 24K. I think the tdM is just a little bit more of a seasoned team. I think they're a little bit more disciplined, and I think they have a lot more going for them this game than the other instance.
Yeah, you know, it's all that, and even the fact that, remember, as great as a comeback it was for TD Esports, they did get the racks down earlier on in the game.
That is true.
And I think that, too, had a big impact in terms of being able to come back eventually. So here they are down 22,000 plus experience, 18,000 gold. And, yeah, Trademark Esports, very, very comfortable spot. But at the same time, you do have to keep that in your mind. I'm sure Trademark Esports, obviously, they are very aware. They were even watching that match, I'm sure. So they know what happened. And in their mind, they're saying, you know what, we're going to make sure to finish them off, I'm sure. So
yeah. Now, the big thing, too, for that fight, Magma's ulti was not used at all. It was actually canceled. It almost looked like he canceled it himself.
Yeah.
It almost looked like he just walked while he was channeling it. But nonetheless, someone came in there with the Hellflower. I want to say it was, I don't know, Aluna has one as well. I couldn't exactly tell during the midst of all that. But nonetheless, no Magma's ulti that fight. That does play a huge role into that. They need every bit of damage when they're down this much. So.
Yeah, TT Esports for now, though, they're forced to kind of play very defensively here. In fact, looking at the map positioning, look at the wards that are up. They only have 1 ward up that I can see at least, and it's a very defensive ward in their own jungle right here. Of course, and the opposite side of the spectrum, tdM has very aggressive wards. One in the jungle, one even all the way at the bottom lane, really far pushed up. So yeah, map control is no doubt in favor here of Trademark Esports. Warbeast heading towards Conqueror, actually.
Yeah. Wonder
if they might try to ninja a Conqueror attempt, but they ran right past a ward of sight there. So all 5 of them, nope, just 4 of them, I guess. The 5th one in, actually, Magmus is looking to join them. And Magmus, getting picked off in the background, actually. It was a little bit behind. And Meraxis and Tempest find him and pick him off. In the meantime, there's a tower at the bottom lane, but look at TD Esports. They say, you know what? Stop our push, bitches. Stop our push. We'll see how Trademark Esports responds to this. There is a lot of push, as you said earlier, but here we go. Bubbles jumping in. The shell surf. The Frostfield plate. It does not port, though. This tower may actually fall still. It will fall, but now Wild Soul's in some trouble. Here comes Tempest from behind. There's the Glacial Blast. Wild Soul pretty damn taken, but his teammates are absolutely leaving him. But in the meantime, Meraxis actually jumped Dimension Shaman, and now Dimension Shaman may fall as well because of that. Yes, he is. Down he goes. So the picks happen, and TT Esports, okay, they got the tower, but definitely not worth it.
Yeah, they're in just a little bit of a desperation mode at this point. And I don't know, the puzzle box is coming out very, very slowly for Slicks. He is losing his farm just a little bit. It has been exceeded by both. Minot's actually on Tempest, 430 gold per minute. That's so high. And then Aluna leading the way at 461. It's just, you're running out of options at this point. You have too much of a deficit. And they tried something, it didn't exactly work.
Don't say that, Trelf.
I know, God.
Q Squad.
I know.
We'll tell you different.
I can't. I'm not. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Go. I'm not saying another word. I'm going to be wrong. No,
exactly. We're both going to be wrong again. I don't want to be wrong, Trelf.
Sheepstick up on Tempest, by the way. Yeah. Had a huge sum of gold.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, Slicks, as great as farm as he had throughout this game, it is starting to not necessarily slow down, but he's being surpassed by both Tempest and especially by Aluna. Magmus actually is jumping in right here. What is going on? He jumps in actually on the Hellborn team. He's going to die. But look at this. They're backdooring the racks, actually. TT Esports getting crafty right there. And they get a lockdown on Meraxis, but now, but at what cost right here, actually? Tempest has an ultimate ready to go. He's going to jump in, and Nymphora is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Will they be able to chase down? Yes, they will. There goes the Kefka trapping Warbeast. He does not have ulti farm. Slicks will fall right here. Even the ultimate from Tempest Magnus was used. Meanwhile, back to the bottom lane. Oh, Magnus starting it with the eruption. Aluna's going to fall. Aluna may fall. Yes. Oh, no. The Assassin Shroud is going to go off, and Aluna will somehow stay alive. That is big, actually. Now, Wild Soul's running down here, and actually the Assassin Shroud going to come up. Oh, it puts a little bit of juke. Does have the Deja Vu, as well as the Ghostbusters. Oh, the Stay Mad from Magnus. Not going to be enough. And Aluna is still alive. Unbelievable. Magnus has to port back. What just happened there? What just happened there?
Can you believe, if you would have talked about this 2 minutes ago, can you believe that TteS Esports would have got the racks before tdM? I mean, they're busting out. They're busting out everything they can. And then for War Beast, the backdoor beast.
The backdoor is there, man. It is, and that right there is going to be the comeback chance for TteS Esports. Simply, they have no other option, really. They're down 35,000 experience. 35,000 experience. 22,000 gold.
Can they?
We can't possibly see another comeback, can we?
Could they one-up their own comeback? Because now at the same time, if you're tdM, you're thinking, okay, post-haste, post-haste, post-haste. We need to make sure we all have homecoming stones at all times. We need to ward up. We cannot do this. But how can you really ward up? I mean, I guess you can kind of ward up for an M4 because you can't port inside the base, but that's always going to be in the back of your mind now. Jeez, I can't believe it.
I'm not saying another word about them losing this game. Because wow. I mean, okay, so there's a one post-haste, so you talk about that. Bubbles purchasing the post-haste. Now they're attempting Kongor, but actually it is 4 versus 5 right now in favor of TteS Esports. You see the Assassin Shroud going off right there from Aluna. She does have a Savage Mace, by the way. I don't even know if we mentioned that.
Yeah.
She's hitting freaking hard.
What's Savage Mace?
Yeah, whatever. They backdoor like they care about a Savage Mace. So instead they're going to go over to the Ancient. So Kongor is still alive and actually regenerating quite a bit of life. So obviously Trademark Esports, they want to kill Kongor, but TteS Esports is not going to let it up easy, and that's where it goes back to. If you do commit to a Kongor kill, you could very likely lose another Rax, apparently. Yeah. That's how fast that happens. What is this, actually? A second courier being purchased. Huh. What crafty strategies are we seeing here, actually?
They just want to be able to scout out, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simply that.
So anyway, the puzzle box build is going to be effective if they do keep trying to do this.
He just purchased it, yeah.
Yeah, if they keep trying to do this push, or this cheeky push strat with Nymphora TP. I got to say, with that ultimate there on Slex, as you mentioned, from Tempest, was pretty damn excessive. I know you want to secure the kill, but he was, like, without a doubt dead. And they could have made an engagement here in the last 30 seconds or so, or even right now, but the Tempest ultimate is on cooldown. It is up in another 20 seconds, but I know that both teams were kind of floating around Kongor for quite some time.
Yeah, you look at the courier. It's spotting any chance of an Nymphora TP up here. It's patrolling, basically. It's your freaking Marine and StarCraft just patrolling back and forth, waiting for something to be spotted here at this top lane. But, man, I mean, Wild Soul using the Mocker Brilliance on the bear to take out the creep wave. He's going to help the creep push up there in the meantime, so good job there. This is so typical. Like, they're going to push here, but it's you just have to always keep that in mind, of course. Now, Bubbles is up here. He's cleaning it up. And, again, they're still spotting with that courier using it. I wonder who's controlling that, actually. Is it Insania, probably?
Yeah, I would say Zai. That would be a Zai move.
Yeah.
No, but this is where post-haste becomes effective. He can sit back here and just push out the waves as much as possible.
Yeah.
When they know for sure that they can take a fight or push into the base safely, then Bubbles will post-haste in. But, yeah, it's going to be kind of scary. Also, at the same time, if you get post-haste on heroes for the Legion side, you can post-haste to that bear. So if you don't have Nymphora port up to, it's only level 2, so you can take 2 people. You get that haste up onto maybe War Beast and then maybe Wild Soul himself. You can get all 5 heroes in that base.
Also the Hellhound, for that matter.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, the Hellhounds do have a duration, so it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah,
but,
of course, yeah.
But no, yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah. Well, tdM, they keep knocking, they keep seeing what's up with Kongor, but they're not actually, again, really committing to it. It's almost as if they're trying to bait something out of TteS Esports, but this is the difficult thing. So as great as that strategy is of being able to TP in, if you TP in and it just doesn't work, I mean, the game's 100% over. So they're being very cautious in that sense, but Kongor is again going to be attempted here, and it seems like tdM is going for much more of a kill chance here, as Aluna's even in the back of the pit. So this is going to be a Kongor kill. How will TteS Esports respond? Still no ports. Look at the double courier up here. Double patrol going on up here at the top lanes. Top patrol, down patrol. They're really making sure of that. Kongor will fall. Token of life on Noob G once again. And no Nymphora ports.
Could they just not place a ward up there? I don't know. Wouldn't that solve the problem? Maybe they're out of wards. They have one ward there.
The ward can't move, though. It can only see so much.
Well, I mean, it gives a pretty darn large vision. Or large radius, but okay, you have one ward here, you have another ward there. And that's it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just throwing it out there. I mean, it's still kind of fun to watch this. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Screw Ward. So this is more amusing. I want to see like 3 or 4 more couriers, like at the middle lane, the top lane, just going flying all over the place, patrolling back and forth.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious, actually. But hey, you know, special tactics, right? They need to do something. And,
yeah.
Because clearly that it caught us off guard. It caught them off guard. I mean, it's obvious that this is a very backdoor stylish team, a very push heavy team even. But you know, that's the last thing you expect. Honestly, when you're pushing, you're so far ahead, and all of a sudden it happens. You're like, wait, oh, that's right. We need to be worrisome about that. So that was just great heads up by TteS Esports at the same time. And it made the Magnus jump in a lot more obvious because I was like, what is Magnus doing? But not only was he being a distraction, but he was actually trying to stop any TPs that may have been happening. So, and he accomplished that, obviously. So that was well played by Moravius in that sense.
Well, that's a really good point. That's how they might actually execute something like this.
True.
If they do end up finally pushing in this bottom lane like this, they all start porting. Or what they can do is start the nymph port. Once they spot it, then obviously you're trying to TP back immediately. If those get canceled, you're going to have to do some sort of a base race.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to kill yourself, buy out. That might actually be the best option, literally.
Yeah, true, actually. Just dive the well.
The last thing you want is to lose when you're 40,000 experience down. The funny thing is it actually could happen.
It can. That's so crazy to say. It really can happen. I can't believe I'm saying it. It really can happen. 40,000 experience, 24,000 gold, and we could still see a victory for TteS Esports here. And it's obvious why tdM's playing. I mean, they're up by that much, and they're not going, all out here. So here we go, though. The Rax is going to start dropping. Level 3 puzzle box has been purchased by Warbeast. Level 2, excuse me. Are they porting up here? Yes, they are. They are porting to the top lane. 3 of them are here. How is tdM going to react? They're going to port immediately, actually. So the base is going to start taking some damage. But the port's coming. It was just one, actually. Tempest comes in. The Tempest ultimate. And 4 off to the side, though. But the Shuriken are going to prevent any stuns. And they is locking them down. Plague Gunner, Luna join the party as well. And Warbeast is trying to run away. Not going to happen, though. He gets locked down. Wild Soul really committed to this. He may get a turnaround kill, actually, on a Plague Gunner, perhaps. The Mocker plants it will take down Plague Gunner when it's all said and done, but Wild Soul will fall, and the tower does not even get destroyed. So that was the attempt right there from TteS Esports. It does not work, and I think that may have been the game, although Moraxis at the bottom lane, actually. He may fall here as a port in from Bubbles, though. The Frostfield play coming out. Moraxis falls. Bubbles wants to kill, but now Bubbles may fall, actually. He's that tablet away. The stun from Magnus. Good job with the tablet, and down goes Bubbles. So.
Wow.
Hey, they lost their melee racks, but they actually are buying some more time that they could actually even execute it again if they wanted to.
Well, Warbeast is down for another 34. He is all – no, actually he has one more buyback, sorry. But Nymph port, it's still level 2. You can only port 2 people. You have Post-Haste actually up on Demented Shaman of all heroes. Can you believe that? And Magnus, he did the best he could. He found one person. tdM spread out pretty well. I don't think there was any opportunity for him to get a double stun. The best he could do after that is maybe stun one, try to tablet another that's very far away.
Yeah.
That's very difficult to do. They tried it. That's the one thing they can do. Yeah. Is to to do that nymph port and then also cancel the TPs.
Oh, Wild Soul right there. He just tore up a Luna. Got her from full to half life and 1 entangle. So really showing a Luna. I mean, granted, she's not the most beefy build by any means, but.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, port coming in right here. They're going to try to catch Tempest, actually. Not going to be able to do so, but here we go. Warbeast is up. We still have Resurrection timer now. Bubbles at least can buy back here. He may need to even with 10 seconds left. Resurrection and vulnerability is going to be used. Will Bubbles buy back? He's not going to just yet, but this tower is going to get decimated, and the Rax may fall as well. They're going to commit to the Rax. The melee Rax will go down. Unbelievable. TteS Esports is going to take out both of the Rax right here. Is this actually happening? What is going on? Warbeast does die again, as does Wild Soul and Demented Shaman, though, so they get the Rax. Oh, the ranged Rax actually may still fall to the puzzle box minion. No. The ranged Rax will survive, but they got the melee Rax. Here comes the Hellborn team, however, and here's a chance for tdM now to really finish this game.
I know. Now the question, I mean, he's 50,000 experience. I guess the one plus from that is you're respawning a lot quicker. Low levels on Demented Shaman, relatively low levels on, I should say, Slicks. He's only level 18 compared to the level 23s. He got 3 of them actually on the Hellborn team. But yeah, here we go. They're going to take a beating. Probably going to lose a lot of the Rex.
Oh, jeez. I mean, well, they're going to lose the middle. They're probably going to lose top as well. I mean, we're going to see Mega Creeps most likely come out here from the Hell. It's going to be close. You still have Warbeast and Wild Soul on Resurrection. So they take out the middle. They're going to go top. There is a range Rax down here at bottom, so that will need to be destroyed. But Magnus actually stuns it with the Eruption. They want to just make something happen now. Magnus gets destroyed, though. I don't know if that's the best decision. I mean, you might as well wait for your teammates in this case.
You should have
can
just
buy
done
back,
it.
however.
You should have went all in with an import. Maybe just gone straight for the throne. Go for a throne race and then have Magnus cancel those TPs as you do that.
True.
That would have been the best decision. So I was hoping for it. I thought it would be so clear and so cut and dry, but oh no! Instead he decides to go for the eruption. It's only level 2 eruption because Magnus is very under-leveled this game. So I thought they might have had an opening. I can't believe I'm talking about them having an opening this game when they're down 53,000.
Only 53,000 and 34,000 gold. No big deal. God, those numbers are absurd. How does the game even get to those numbers? How is this even happening? God. Genjiro purchased by Aluna. Who cares at this point? I mean, really, it doesn't matter what items they have. It's really a case of, is the backdoor going to be successful or not from TTE Esports? And they got the middle, they got the bottom. So I guess that begs the question. Maybe it's just going to completely come up to whatever happens. But do you look to go for the top here if you're TTE Esports, or do you just go straight for the shrine now? In this case?
You have both base towers, so I would go for the top. I think, unless you know they're committed, because you will kill those base towers pretty quickly now that I think about it. So if you can't cancel like Mirax's TP and then maybe a Tempest TP or something like that.
Yeah.
But you got to assume that tdM is going to play this really smart. Like probably going to get post-TS on all their heroes. They have buyout available, I think, on everybody. Yes, they do. Not a single buyout has been used. So worst case scenario, you can always suicide yourself to the well if you are pushing, and then buy back right after that.
There's still a patrolling courier up here. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. They even have one over here, you know, just in the jungle for whatever reason. But man, oh man, there really is much more to say. Boo Boo is actually going to be picked off here. So Wild Soul, it does still have 30 seconds actually left on the resurrection. So Boo Boo will be down for a little bit now for him. So at least we're going to need to wait for that. TDM continuing to play very, very cautious. As much of a lead as they have to. They can't really just commit to pushing and finishing this game, because if they try to commit to a base race, that will be won by the Legion team. I think that is very clear at this point. So that's also what just makes this so difficult. The Nymphora, the Wild Soul, the War Beast, it's just ridiculous the damage they can put out. Nymphora's not going to be hitting level 16. That's just not going to happen in this game. There's just no more experience really to gain for her. She's been level 12, it seems like, for 50 minutes. Obviously not that long, but she's been level 12 for a while, so you're not going to have her be able to port 3 people. So it won't be in addition to the Wild Soul War Beast, but, you know, at least they'll have them. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel like the only way you can do this is to actually cancel those TPs. And you're going to have to cancel multiple ones because they are at such a deficit. I mean, they're not going to win a fight, not even close. I mean, the damage you saw from Miraxis, or from Magnus ulti, it did nothing.
Yeah, no, you're not winning a fight whatsoever. I mean, you're not down this much golden experience and have a chance to win a fight.
Go after this
again
Boo
is going to be They're just Zerg the Boo Boo. Zerging the Boo Boo. I mean, Wild Soul doing it that's smart, obviously. He's trying to just keep the waves pushed back and destroy them with the Mock of Brilliance. But at the same time, better response from TDM. I mean, they're killing Boo Boo, making sure that doesn't happen. So,
yep.
Whew, what a game indeed. How was a post-haste situation? Aluna she's had one for a little bit. Plague Rider has his own now. The Legion side is still just Demented Shaman. That is kind of funny seeing that. Oh, TDM though, it seems like this could be could be a chance. Wow, very aggressive stun jumping right there actually from Tempest, and he even shrunken headed. So he thought he had a clear cut chance right there, but that was not to be. Very interesting decision making there.
Yeah, Zai's just patrolling in his base. Doesn't really have to do anything right now, just playing passive. He has that post haste. He's just going to keep walking around. I think he has a ward on him, so he's going to place it right there. Give him a little bit of vision maybe from that downside. Yeah, I do think that if they do have to nymph for it and try to go all in, it has to be in the base, and you have to do maybe throne it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that we're still in this game. It's 54 minutes. You can't even get mad at TTE Esports for really sticking in this because they still have a chance. It's
of course
crazy.
Yeah, if they conceded, that would just be absurd. I mean, that would just be silly, stupid. This game is going to end with a World Tree Sacrifice Shrine dying. I'll say that much.
All you have to do, though, is spread on TDM. All you have to do is just not get caught in a stun if you do port out. You know that the port's going to come. It's inevitable. They're not going to defend this and just watch themselves lose.
Yeah.
You know they're going to try something. So all you have to do is make sure you don't get your TPs canceled.
Well, we see right here, they're maybe trying to bait them in that sense so that they can get close enough to cancel them. But here we go. The ranged Rax is going to start going down now in favor of TDM. When and where is that port going to happen? Is it going to happen? TTE Esports, it's almost looking like they want to fight here. Oh, this is interesting, actually, if they really do want to fight. Warbeast is sitting in the background and pushing back the creep wave as much as possible. But again, tdM, they are ready to port back if need be. Bubbles isn't even here. He's, of course, at the bottom lane. He's, oh, here we go. Here we go. The port over here to the middle lane. Are they going to go?
No,
no! Wild Soul is not with him. No, no. What just happened? They poured in right here. They're going to go for the range racks. Warbeast may actually get it. Oh, the Tempest ultimate, he avoids it, actually. Demented Shaman is here, and he won't even get the range racks. What just happened right there? We do see at the top lane in the meantime. Plague actually getting picked off. But really, again, what does that really do? And then 4 is also going to go down, and actually Warbeast will get caught out.
That is game.
That definitely is a game right there. I was watching where they were porting to. I wasn't watching them 4 actually port, so I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just some miscommunication. When he actually first started porting Leon Black, he was pretty far away from people. Like, they weren't planning it at all. They were all kind of spread out in their base, and I don't think the coordination was there. I wasn't watching in the base while they were porting. I didn't see if Mag canceled any homecoming stones. I think he might have canceled Plague, because what was Plague doing there? It probably got canceled.
Yeah.
But this is looking like pretty much a GG at this point. Slicks obviously can't buy out. Demented Shaman's up in 2 seconds. He can't really do anything. This is a 4-on-5 fight when you're down 60,000 experience. So the last racks, it is right here. It will fall. Mega Creeps have been produced.
Mega Creeps. Good luck. Have fun, TT Esports. You are very shortly. Well, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Warbeast has 15 seconds left to resurrect right here. So when he comes back up, again, in probably a case of just all the import and hope for the best, it's just not going to happen. I mean, tdM is just way too smart. They've clearly been playing very cautious as they needed to. Look at Zai, by the way. He just purchased a charged hammer, actually, on Bubbles. Now, the good old charged hammer Bubbles build with a Frostfield playing in a sheepstick. Shows you how much gold has actually gone around in this game as well. I've obviously been here a fairly long game. This is coming up to an hour mark now. And tdM is even going to go Kongor. That's how much tdM respects the strategy of TT Esports.
Yeah.
They're up 59,000 experience, 39,000 gold, and they're going for Kongor.
I know it. Now what they're going to do probably is wait for another 10 minutes. They're just going to expand the map, farm up the map, wait for the next Kongor, stack those cheeses, and then they'll be good to go to push into the throne.
Of course. Of course. That's all it takes. I think they've had enough. I think they're actually just going to go in right here.
Yeah. Of course, Zai is still sitting back there. He doesn't want.
Yeah. No.
They still want to make sure. Here comes actually. There's the ports. Double ports on the Hellhounds. Here we go.
Who's it going to be?
Last stand.
Okay, they did take them. Here we go. They're going to charge up, and immediately ports are coming in for the Helmet team. Moraxis drops that Warbeast the focus far. He can't even get off the truck. There we go. He's going straight. Where's he going? I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, you careless trying. You can't even do that. He's going right for it. It's not going to happen, though. He is going to end up falling right. Oh, how is he still alive? Okay, he ends up dying. You see they're just diving the shrine as if that's going to happen. It's not, though. Wild Soul will also go down. Demented Shaman and Nafora, they're going to fall. And Trademark Esports has won the game. It actually has happened. Yeah. Wow. Trademark Esports wins the game. They actually conceded. I find that funny. But 65,000 experience, 47,000 gold lead at the end. That has to be the biggest leads we've ever seen.
Yeah.
There should never be a reason for it to get that far ahead. Other than that, of course.
I mean, you gotta respect too TT Esports for putting up a fight like that, or putting up a fight like that. I mean, it was a very long game, just about an hour. It probably should have technically ended like half an hour ago, but still, we got some good entertainment out of it.
Boy, did we! Boy, did we! The fact that we were still sitting in there with those leads and being like, this isn't over. I mean, I still can't get over that. What a couple of days it's been, Trelf. I mean, again, this is the DreamHack Winter 2012 event. I guess in the end, this is kind of to be expected. Here we are at this epic event, and sure enough, we're getting some epic results and some crazy games to watch. But
yeah,
man, that was definitely on another level as far as crazy goes. But okay, so here's where things stand actually. Now, with that victory, we're doing a little bit of the math. Now, I'm not 100% guaranteed on this, but I did hear. Okay, so if TT Esports somehow manages to win the second game, that would put them both at 1-1 against each other. So the head-to-head would be tied. That would put them both at 6-2 actually overall. Mm-hmm. So the tiebreaker would then go to actually a net kills.
Okay.
That was a decided tiebreaker after the head-to-head and the points matchup. So they'd have the same points. They'd have the same head-to-head. So, but with the net kills, I believe Trademark Esports is actually in the lead. That's what I was told.
Really?
That's what I was told. So.
No, they just got like 40 kills.
So, so with that said, if that is the case, this game ultimately does not mean anything else other than simply, we beat these guys in this game. But
unless, of course, Trademark Esports TD Esports wins in like a 60-1.
Exactly. Okay, so you're right. You're right. If TT Esports does win this game like 60-0 in hero kills, then there's always that. But you know, if you're TDM, you'd be like, concede.
Yeah.
Not gonna let that happen.
Actually, honestly, you couldn't they just concede the game right now, like right away, and just win?
Yes.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yes, Trout. They could just not play the game, and we won't have a game to watch.
I was just thinking, like, what are some other strats they could do to get around this? Like, wait, they could just concede the game if they're already epic. Yeah. All right, I'll just shut my large trap, and we'll take a break.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna need a break here. So again, we're gonna see what's gonna be going on. I don't know. You know, we'll give you an update, of course, and we'll be back. I'm sure we'll be back with game number 2. So stay tuned, guys.
Yep.
Breaking CPK, Trout Medor. We'll be back.
And you did buffer. Yeah.